Welcome back. You're still watching the South African Morning here on ENCA DSTV channel 403. Let's continue with our conversation with Bhekisisa Mncube, an author and columnist who wrote a lot about Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, but also knows him on a personal level. I want to go back to what we heard there from the regional stadium in Ulundi. My colleagues Braden Moyane and JJ Tabane throwing to that snippet of an interview that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi did with journalists outside. A lot of people have been saying that he would ordinarily have to take over some of his father's roles, including, for instance, becoming Inkosi Buthelezi. But he does have another son who is older. He had the son before wedlock. So are we looking at probably another Zulu royal family fight?
We asked for some sort of a showdown. But clearly, a person who becomes Inkosi of the clan, it is the family that should make that decision. There is always a preference to take the eldest son to get into the footsteps of the father as Inkosi. But in this case, as we know, it's complicated. Tutu is the eldest son.
Yes.
Born before Buthelezi married Irene. And he denounced his father. He grew up without his father's love. He grew up outside of the palace, you know. And he has his own politics, which is totally against his father's politics. But unfortunately, Mangosuthu can't become the traditional prime minister to the Zulu king, because that decision lies with the Zulu king, who must decide who becomes prime minister. As we know, Buthelezi was prime minister, not even to His Majesty, the late King Zwelithini, but to Zwelithini's father.
Yeah, and his great-grandfather.
And after the demise of King Zwelithini's father, the position was just vacant, but also taken. There was never, because it's also part of the royal family, and a close relative, you know, and he was already an elder to the young King Zwelithini. It was a foregone conclusion in some circles that he will guide the young Inkosi.
Yeah.
Before we understood that for Buthelezi, it was all about the power grab. How much power can I grab in the service of Buthelezi's project?
Yeah. All right. Well, when we return, I want to talk to you about the fact that he denounced his father, you denounced his father, and also he actually joined a party that was a breakaway of the IFP. That's how much he wanted to be away from his father. We